Alright guys, welcome back to another recap. Now, before I begin the video, can I please get a comment down below, a thumbs up on this video, a subscribe button clicked for my consistency. Look at October, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days green, 8 days so far in October, 8 days green. Let's see if I can get an all green month. That'll be hard to do. I don't think I've done that maybe in a while or maybe ever. But it's been good so far. So let's look at today's P&L. $811. Now I did have to get off stream early. For those of you guys that are new, I stream live every single day, completely free. All you gotta do is hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and you can see me live, or go over to tradecaster.com where you can also watch me live. Just cancel out the membership. My lobby is free. So 811, but off of stream I was right here up $560 on the day. And I went to go do other stuff, came back down, sat for the recap, and I was about to record it until I saw some things popping up. Took some trades there, made a little bit of money. I think at that point I was up 760, which was this line here. And then at that point I walked away again, came back, so another trade set up, took it again, made an extra, $50-$60, put me up 811. And so that's where I'm sitting at for the day. But I mean, 811. Yesterday was by far, well, it was a tough day yesterday, but by far the lowest day. But after that, 750, 850, 500, 750, 660. So I've been on a pretty nice streak. October's looking pretty good. So let's just keep this momentum going, or at least the streak going. The big profits, small losers, and see how far or how ahead I can get this month and to close out the year. So I did trade 7 stocks today, and out of those 7 stocks, 1 red trade, and this red trade, I think I rushed it. That's literally right before I was about to go over to tradecaster.com and speak with the boss, Sean Deckmark, and so I was looking at that point. I was up 670, and I wanted $30 more. And this is what I tell everybody: don't ever aim for a daily goal, don't ever aim for a daily profit target or anything like that. I wanted $30 more. I think I rushed that trade. I lost 100, put me back down on 550, and then that's when I took a little break, came back, and I had pretty good trading after that. I think this wasn't really a loss. I think that was just the time frame that trade to be picked up. But I mean, I would say that's probably one of my only red trades today. But let me go over them. So PEGY is going to be the first one. And PEGY, again, same thing as yesterday. This trade right here for PEGY, this trade right here, I was up 400, close to $500, and I got out of this trade right here with negative $20. So it could have been an even bigger day, but I let that one go. Again, it's very similar. If you saw my recap yesterday where I was looking for the break of $4.91, $5 here, I added there, looking for that break, was up $300, $400 on this one, took out like $50 profit on that one. It's exactly the same thing that happened on this one. Now this one, the only thing is I didn't quite have a support. So the stock had already gapped up from like $5 all the way up to $6.50, and put in a good leg and started pulling back. My support was pre-market, so that back down on 625. But at that point, that was under VWAP, VWAP 625 right there, and then this was already stalling out. So if you look at the 1 minute, you see that big push up, and then starts flagging here, starts flagging with a low volume pullback. All of these candles have less volume, and the 5 minute should be pretty similar too. So that first candle up, that second candle down, look at that low volume. I was trying to get some of these trades. My first entry was up here. This one, I got it pretty high there, but then when this candle dipped down all the way to VWAP, I got a very nice add on that one. So I was down like $100 on this first trade to here because I was still holding, and then I averaged down on that one, still looking to kind of hold this zone here and see if I can get that next leg out of this breakout for a high of day here, 687, and then $7 touch. So I wanted that stock to go out of there. So I added on this one, averaged down 1,500 more shares. So I was now in with 3,000 shares on this stock. And the second this candle started popping up here, that's where I was up $400, almost $500. I didn't take any of it. Again, I was looking for this thing to just pull away and just catch shorts off guard, and then boom, instant squeeze. Not like that, that's incredible, But you know, one candle, two candles, pop down, next candle, you know, kind of make its way up. But I got out of that trade at literally negative $20 red, so pretty unfortunate. And that was my first trade of the day, so I could have gone off the back real quick, $500, but I let it go. I'll explain this trade here. This was a riskier trade. You see the buy order there, but I didn't buy anywhere close to here. What it essentially did was break this downtrend there and flagged and quickly just got right back up to high of days. I would have loved to seen this move here, but you know, unpredictable. But this one, the second it started popping over 687, at that point I was like, okay, this has breaking a new high, so shorts are getting squeezed. And then I was eyeballing $7 hold number, what's above. You always want to look to see what's your next target. And at that point, that stock literally popped up right under 7. It was hovering like 695, 96, 97, 98. But it was not dropping it. It just kept holding and holding and holding and holding. And at that point, I said, I'm going to take a quick trade here. 500 shares, very small shares. I was just thinking instantly dump, halt down, or something like that. If it was a fake halt on the way up. So I just took a quick breakout trade of 7 here and went straight into a halt. So I held through that halt, and then you could see I started getting out on this next candle here out of the halt. My best exit on that one was 729, 35, 34. So 734. So not even 10 cents off the high. 20 cents off the high, so I didn't do my best on that, but that's where I made all of that $20 loss plus a little bit more on this one, so I made 124 on that one. This one, I'm going to have to post a YouTube short or a TikTok video, and you guys go check out my socials. I have my Discord link down below, and you guys can check out my socials. When this halted up and I was in this halt, I don't know why. I was like, I have a feeling this is going to dip down to 7, hold 7, and then this is going to rip to new highs. And when this stock opened, it did exactly that, and I was just shocked. I was like, this thing dipped down to 7, held 7, and then put in that next leg, and I was like, what the heck just happened? So that was incredible to see. You guys go check out my TikTok, go like my TikTok, go comment on my TikTok. I think they're funny. That was PEGY. After PEGY, I jumped on APDN, which here is where the majority of my profit was made. First, I took this one. Actually, looking back at it, when I was watching it live and I was watching the tape and stuff, it didn't seem heavy to me. It just seemed like this thing wanted to open up. You know, we had crossed over the 200 moving average. You can see it right there on my daily. Passed it. We tipped it once, pulled back down, inside bar play, and then ripped today. So to me, this was looking like pretty bullish on the daily, and then pretty bullish on the 1 minute. But if I look at this pullback here, you know, this candle has a lot of volume, right? That's a lot of volume. Kind of spiked up and got a little bit stuffed down there, but then pulled back again, low volume, and then pulled back again and started holding this kind of 2-3 pivot. And 2-3 pivot, kind of just a wick down there. I mean, it's maybe like 229, sorry, but came down and held it perfectly. So I bought my first amount of shares there, took out a little bit there, and because I thought it wanted to go, but it got a little stuffed. I think it was like 232, where I was like, I saw one and it just wasn't chipping away. So I took a little bit off the table, but I jumped in 5,000 shares. And then it pulled back down. I was like, you know what? I think this does want to go. So I re-added back those shares there. And, I mean, if there's one thing, you guys are seeing me make consistent profits, real money, all that stuff. If there's one thing that I need to work on, and I know I need to work on this, is being more patient with my runners. You know, leave a break-even stop, find where the pivot is, jump back in it, or where I would normally jump back in it. But if I already have enough shares there, just leave those runners. You know, this thing popped up, and I was still in this with 3,500 shares, and I stopped out fully on this green candle here. So, and at 238, which is towards the bottom of that candle, 238. I mean, towards the top of that candle, you got 245, an extra 5 cents of profit. And then I stopped out there, and then this stock still rips another from 238, where I stopped out, to 250, which basically another 10 cents, a little over 10 cents, with 3,500 shares. That's that's $200, $300, whatever that is. And then if I would have just left 500 shares, 1,000 shares, you know, my price was down here at 2.3 was my cost basis, 229. My cost basis was 2.3. I knew this would be a pivot, 237, which honestly, my fault that I actually didn't jump in on this one again. I should have gotten in here because of this. So looking left, where's the pivot? Break out of it, come back, retest it. That's where I should have gotten in. When I saw it, I chased the breakout, but I should have gone in here and I should have had a stop under this. So I should have put a stop down here for my runners. And if I would have done that with even just 500 or 1,000 shares, I would have run them from 2.3 instead of taking 8 cents at 238, from 2.3 all the way up to 250, all the way up to 260, all the way to 270, and I think even all the way up to 283. I mean, obviously, I probably would have gotten stopped out here, but I definitely would have been able to capitalize a little extra on this move here, 20-30 cents more. But, you know, I need to work on it. We all have something to work on it. Nobody's perfect at day trading. At least the first step is realizing what you're bad at and what you need to work on. So that was good. This one, I almost purchased some shares here for that next leg up, but at that point, you know, this thing was pretty overextended. I didn't see any buyers, and I even said it, this thing might collapse, and it did. I did not expect it to come back up though. So when I see that, I always say, people, if you're short here and start adding, and you want this thing to crack and it immediately starts going against you, you're gonna buy back. You're gonna stop out of that position and go break even on it real quick. You're not gonna let that thing go into a red trade after you were up on a very nice dump, right? So if you were short here, or there, you start buying here, and there, to not go red on that trade. So if I'm seeing that and I know that sellers are coming in through here and this thing starts popping right back up, I will put that extra pressure for them to cover, to buy, for other buyers to buy and get a new high, of the day, get a new all-time high or whatever. So I basically just chased this through there, 275 new high, got the break of 275, and squeezed up to 283 again. Didn't leave any runners. Could have made 275 to 283, an extra 7-8 cents per share, but that one was very small share size, only 1,000 breakout trade. So I left the rest of the stock alone. Let me go over. I'm gonna go over AGFY, which is my winner. AGFY, you know, this one is the one I think I rushed. I probably would have still taken it, but I think I jumped in a little too early. Break of one, so a whole dollar, the first $1 whole dollar on the stock. You know, it's gonna be pretty big to get over that $1. We got right under it, never broke a dollar, so I was like, you know what, let me see if this thing puts in a flag and then breaks right back up to $1. I think this is the one I rushed it. I jumped in it at 90.59, which is, no, that can't be my first ad. Oh, maybe it is 90.59. Maybe I didn't rush it. So or maybe I did a little bit. So I jumped in exactly right there. I could have let this thing pull back a little more. You know, it had just put in a very good leg, let it pull back a little more, try to snipe kind of somewhere down here-ish, I guess. I really was blinded on this trade. That's probably why I rushed it. I mean, I have no pivots to the left. I have no support here. I don't know what I'm looking at. This was just a random trade trying to guess a bounce, and I paid the price for it. I lost $100 on it. So, but instantly I was looking for this thing to bounce, and I say this all the time. If it's not bouncing and it's not looking good, tape is not accelerating, green orders are not coming in, walls are not chipping, get out of that trade. So I cut that trade out right there instantly at the bottom of that candle there, and that right there was $100. This move here, this tiny move here, was $100. If I would have just bag held that an extra minute, I would have now been down almost $300 on that trade from there to there. So if it wasn't bouncing or anything like that, I cut it out. And even that, I mean, I could have been down even more if I held through that. Of course, it came back, ripped to new highs, got that $1 breakout, then flushed, and then did it again. But, you know, at that point, I wasn't looking at it, I wasn't trading it. So if I take that trade and it doesn't happen, then I'm out. My other trade is going to be, I'll go over FNGR. FOXO, I mean, FOXO, just a small little dip trade on this one, trying to catch the move back up. So this one kind of puts in a leg. This one right here, I honestly miss. This could have been a nice buy right there. You know, kind of some pivots there, breaks out of it, pulls back, take that trade, new highs. Let me see how the 5-minute looks. Yeah, that was pretty clean, even down a VWAP right there. That was a pretty clean one. I missed that one completely. But then I was looking for kind of this same pattern here to replicate here. So you can kind of see this first leg, that pullback there, and then you get the third leg out of that flag there, which is what I was looking for here for a new high. So that third leg there is what I was looking for here, and so I started taking some ads down here on this stock, trying to nail the bottom of that flag. Added there, took some profit out, added at this pullback here. Very nice ad, started working in my favor, but I think this candle here is the one that to me looked like it was trying to break out of this downtrend here and just couldn't do it again. Wasn't bouncing, wasn't looking good to me, so I decided to cut that trade out and made 50 bucks there. FNGR was watching like paint dry. This thing was moving so slow, and I didn't trade into the, oh actually I did trade it twice, sorry. So the first leg here, actually I had a lot of people jump in the stock down here on my Discord. So if you guys want to jump on the Discord, the link is down below. These guys nailed this trade. They got $1 a share move on this thing because they bought down here at like 8.6, 8.7 and wrote that stock to 9.6, 9.7. So that's $1 a share. That's pretty good. If you get $1 a share, I always say this: if you get $1 a share in the market, you're doing something right. When you scale up, those $1 a share plays, no matter how much shares you have, are going to be pretty good runners. So kind of puts in a flag, holding 9, start adding some shares. I should have let these things run, you know. I mean, hindsight 2020. Try to snipe some of these dips. 1 minute flag there. My goal on this one, so I always have a target. I always have a goal. It was 936, so 936 was previous day high, and you guys can see it right here a couple days ago. 936 was the highest the stock had hit, and actually 10.1 was the highest it had hit during pre-market and after hours time frame. So when it was getting really close to 936, that's when I started trying to anticipate the breakout, which is right here, 936. Get that breakout through 936, got it, and then 950 breakout. Trying to anticipate 950 breakout, I got that one too. But my big trade on this one was this one. No, this is one I just did. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was this one right here. So stock, stock goes up, puts in a high of 9.6, I think it was 9.6, exactly 9.6, and then kind of falls down. Now at this point, I didn't want to get a flag because this thing had put in a pretty nice move, even all day almost. You see, not really a nice healthy pullback. Maybe this kind of chopped around and then took a nice little bit of a move here. But all of this to me looked very choppy and not a clean flag, so I let it go. But then when I saw volume start coming back in here, getting back over 950, that's when I decided to say, you know what, I'm taking this trade here at 950. I bought in right before 950 for the break of 950, so 944 I think I purchased there, and then I added down here 942-ish, 944-ish. And got that breakout, sold half here, and then I was able to take 500 shares from that 944 all the way up to 98. So that was a very nice trade, almost 40 cents of profit there, with just 500 shares. So that's what made the bulk of the money here. And then I did come back here. I was up 150 on the name after that, and then I came back here and trying to put in another flag break of downtrend on the whole day. So downtrend here and there being respected, and then stock in the afternoon comes, rips out of that thing, pulls back down, and this one again I tried alerting it on the Discord. So right here you get that consolidation back down, and this one I took a lot of stabs. So I took a lot of stabs trying to nail that bottom. Took it here, stopped out, took it here, stopped out, took it here, averaged down, got a good trade, and then finally averaged down a little bit more, and I was up 150 on the name on this one before this trade here, and I think I brought it down to $70 profit open. So I gave back almost half of it, but I never took the actual loss, and then took one more average down here at 914. Literally nailed the bottom on the stock, 914 there. Finally, you know, I cut it. Paper losses, taking some profit and then break even, taking some profit, break even, and that last ad right there at 914. Finally, boom, second I buy, new candle opens up and it starts opening, and that one I took from 914 there all the way up to 926, 925. So that last trade right there was 10 cents. With 500 shares, that right there made me $50 back, which is pretty much what got me up to $200. So I was up 150, kind of broke even on all of this right here, and then finally got that last trade right there to finally work in my favor. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Locking in total profit of $811. If you guys really like this recap, or you guys want to see anything new in these recaps, just let me know down below. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come watch me trade live every single day. So I've had, I think, 9-10 days green. All of this month green so far, but I think September I ended up a couple of green days. Anyway, guys, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.